So hi, good morning. I think we are live. Okay. All right. So good morning. Who do we have here this morning? Hi, Stanley.
嗨，以琳，早上好。
早上好. And a very good morning to Sapphire. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, Eileen. Good morning, Judy.
Yeah, 欢迎欢迎欢迎.
好，
So
谢谢。
it's such a special Monday this morning because I hope you can see on the slide something special about the slide today. Can we see? Something really special because number one, I've introduced a new shocking pink color on the slide, and it's all because of two reasons. Number one, I want to thank Sapphire Yong for joining us as a special guest, and hopefully she's a regular guest and not just a special guest. Yeah, okay. So as we said, let's not scare her, right? The second thing which you will also notice is the episode number. So I've also put the episode number in shocking pink with a reason, of course, yes. So let's take a look at the reason. So I think for those of you who have been watching and following the episode, you will know that we came out with this idea of having a Motivation Monday really to help job seekers like yourselves who might be going through difficult time, and then maybe from time to time your motivation level might have dropped. And whichever stage you are in, we hope some of the things that we are sharing with you today is useful. So today we are going to zoom into the stage, right? And which is stage two of your job search. And I think for the quotes that you hear and also some of the information that we share, stories about people who have gone through similar journeys, it should be, maybe some reference materials that you can also use that as reference points. Hopefully it can help you to discover yourself. So that's what stage 2 is, and that's what today's episode.
是的，以琳，我有一个小故事，有几个小故事，中国的有趣的故事哈。待会我现在可以分享还是待会分享吗？
I think you can do it now, yes. So my usual fashion, I think Stanley knows me. I tend to talk long sentences with no pauses. So yes.
波不急败的，
洗耳动听。
好的，
对了，
来让我来 share screen 一下啊。
好的，
看得到吗？
看得到。
好，那其实今天我要分享的第一句是大家都应该会比较明白的叫做知彼知己，百战百胜那这一句是从哪里来的呢？是从孙子他有一个孙子兵法，我相信这个全世界都知道有这个孙子兵法那孙子呢，其实他的原名叫孙胡，他是春秋时期的人。那个时候差不多每天都在打仗的，很多国家都在打仗，所以出产了很多出名的军事家军事家就是专门做那个策略的，所以他讲了这一句知彼知己，百战百胜那其实真正的原文是知彼知己，百战不殆；不知彼而知己，一胜一负；不知彼不知己，每战必殆。
哇，
殆的意思，我看解释一下殆的意思就是失败，失败。
I see. I've never heard of that term before, though.
现在比较少用，因为现在有一个比较容易的字嘛，失败败嘛，所以现在都不用。这个比较属于古文的一些句子它还是可以用的。所以，但是百战百胜就比较容易明白对不对？你说百战不殆呢，别人还要查字典好，那我就来讲看说
殆不殆 ，right？ 不殆
不殆对然后呢我讲一下他第一句话就是知彼就是对方的意思，知己就是知道自己。那如果你知道对方也知道自己，做任何事情一定是 胜利的，一定是没有问题的啊。那第二个呢，你知道自己，但是你不知道对方的话，你的成功只有50%，50%，只有50而已啊。
对，
还有呢，你不知道自己，也不知道对方啊，你是
Goodness me
0%啊。所以
啊，
我们在求职当中，
嗯
我们也是需要有这样的心态，对不对？
，Yeah，
我们要有知道自己之外呢，我们也要知道对方啊，对不对？是吗？
对，
所以这一句话呢，就是我们在求职，尤其是以琳讲的，在 discovery 的时候，先要了解自己，要重新了解自己啊。
对呀，
因为你至少你了解自己，你不会拿0分哈。你看最后一句，你不了解自己，你一定拿0分的。
Yes.
不要零分
That's what we notice, because once you lose a job or you've been told that you're gonna lose your job, most people just quickly, what do? I think they quickly turn to, all the job portals to find out if there are openings or not. That's like the first action they take without, pausing and then finding out about themselves. And in fact, most of them will say, what's there to find out? I think I know me.
对，好，那现在我讲第二句哈，第二个是另外一句叫做好自知之明哈，自知之明，其实它的原文是从老子的《道德经》啊，老子出了一本《道德经》，那在《道德经》的第33章 33 chapter 里面呢，他说知人者智，自知者明。他的意思老子，我先讲讲老子。老子我相信很多人也知道的，他是一个道家，Taoism嘛，道家的创办人founder 那他是一个哲学家，也是一个思想家。那他呢讲这一句话的时候呢，他的意思是说，如果你知道别人的话，你是一个很有智慧的人。你知道自己你更会明白自己所以呢，他这句话呢，其实我用下面一个小故事，2个小故事跟你们说吧。
Yay, thank you.
好，那个时候在春秋时期有很多国家打仗的。那打仗的时候呢，就有很多人呢，很多国王就想，哇，我要攻这个，我要攻那个那有一个国家叫做楚国。楚国呢，他就说，楚国的国王叫楚庄王。楚庄王说越国看来很弱，我应该去攻他越国就在旁边看到每个人民不聊生我应该去攻他。但是庄子他说了一句国王，你为什么要这样做呢？你这个人打仗你以前就已经跟晋国跟其他的国家打了，我们现在我们的兵都很弱了那你为什么还要打别人呢？就好像你有自己的眼睛但是你看不到自己的眉毛你有眼睛你看不到自己的眉毛，你应该要在自己先将我们的军力提升，然后才想其他的。也就是说，我们在求职中也是同样一样的，不要又只是看眼睛也要看自己的眉毛，对不对？不然的话，你永远都看不到自己的话，那就不行了。
Oh, I remember one phrase. It's called 照照镜子。耶！
对了雨丽，你说的很恰当真的是，因为只有你照镜子只有你照镜子，你才看到你自己的眉毛。
Yes.
对啊，哇，你这个比喻真的是一绝，好，所以呢，这就是楚皇另外，我还有一个故事跟你们分享。这个是以前有一个人叫周吉，他是一个很有学识的人。那么他在一个国家叫齐国，有一个齐威王。齐威王他是一个 很喜欢吃喝玩乐，最喜欢的是弹琴啊。有一天呢，周吉呢就去见齐威王，刚好齐威王在弹一首琴，哇，他弹的真的很好听，因为他很喜欢弹琴，所以呢，周吉就说：“哎，齐威王，你弹的琴哦，真的非常好听，我可以听得出你的该大声的就大声，该小声的就小声，而且呢还有情绪哦，哇，听得太好了，太棒了，
很入神。
对对对，很入神哈、哦。然后周吉呢，对对对对，是，周吉就拿了这把琴，那么就跟说，如果哦你管理国家哦，也是用跟弹琴那样哦，有时要松，有时要紧，而且要勤劳的去练习，这样的话国家就会做得很好。齐威王说，诶，那么他就跟他一直讲呢治国的道理哈，要怎么样管理国家。齐威说，为什么你不要弹琴呢？啊，那么周吉说，哎，如果我将这个弹琴的道理告诉你，那你不是更好吗？你就能够将国家治理得更好，这个跟弹琴是一模一样的。哇，齐威王说，哇，这个真是我的未来的臣子哈，我会要聘请他作为我的国家的治理国家的决策人哈。所以呢，你看周吉他用的方法是不是用弹琴啊？不是，这个我们求职也是一样，我们用的方法就是要让别人知道，其实我除了知道这个，我还有其他的才能让你知道我有一些特别的地方，对不对，Eileen？
Confirm, chop, yes. Because we are not only, some of us have natural skills, some of us have learned skills, and all this we need to gather a lot of experiences. Yeah, so for sure, I think on this point, it brings us to why we have Sapphire with us. So excited, yay! And I don't want to steal her thunder, so I'll let Sapphire share with us her journey in terms of understanding herself, right, during her gap year. Yeah.
Hi, thank you. All right, so good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. So thank you, Eileen and Stanley, for inviting me here and giving me some time to talk about my story. I think maybe I should share screen
Yes,
with.
please. Yes, please. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It's such a treat, and thanks for coming back. I know you gave a talk last year, and it benefited quite a lot of people in the auditorium. But there's nothing like benefiting more. So thank you for going through your talk again.
You're welcome. The greatest satisfaction is talking about myself and sharing my story, of course, and hoping that it will be useful to someone out there. Okay, so this is me. This slide, everyone can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is me, and these are the various positions I have held over the years. As you can tell, I have worked for a very long time. Mostly, my role has been in marketing. I spent about 20 years of my working life in marketing roles, although there was 8 years where I was experimenting with other roles as well. But in this journey that I went on, there was a time where I wasn't working, and it wasn't a short gap, I would say. 2.5 years is actually pretty long by many people's standards, right? So what happened was I, like many of you, I guess, I was made redundant at one of my position. And like Eileen said, a lot of us quickly jump into trying to find another job. But for me, after working for so long, I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to figure out what I want to do next. I know age wasn't on my side, but that I felt I owe it to myself to discover what I really enjoy and what I didn't want to do, because what's left of my career life, I have to make the most of it. So Started this journey in October 2015, right? So this is journey of self-discovery. Of course, when traveling, enjoy it very much, planning for it, deciding where I want to go, how much time I have, how much money I have, and which are the key places I wanted to go. So I spent time doing that. And because I love coffee, I also said, oh, I'm going to go learn some new skills as well. So, learn how to be a barista, and also tried to fulfill my dream of being a drummer. So I went, took drumming lessons as well. And of course, everybody talk about digital skills, about blogging. I said, well, I'm going to give it a try as well. Maybe I like it. So I started my own blog, and sharing with people that life after 50 is also very interesting, right? So that was my blog. And of course, lifelong learning is always important to me. So I said, okay, I'm going to go enroll in a class. And perhaps I would want to consider a career as a trainer. So I went to a WSQ course in training, and try to see if, given my years of marketing experience, if I have a certificate in training, it could get me a very good position, put me in a very good position to teach others, to share with others the difficult road that I've been on. So definitely it was a journey of personal changes as well, as you can tell from the photo right on the left hand side, had long black hair. And I finally came to the point where I said, hey, 95% of my hair is gray. So why not embrace it, and stop trying to hide behind it, be brave, because it wasn't easy. The second photo, that was me at the salon, cutting away all my black hair. And I remember very clearly that I didn't dare to even leave the salon for a few minutes, because I look at myself in the mirror and say, oh my goodness, I'm an old woman now. But the good thing was at that time in 2017, gray was the in thing, right? And everybody said, wow, even the young people are trying to look cool by dyeing their hair, bleaching their hair.
What color do they call that? Ash, right? They say
ash, yes.
So let's put on the ash, kind of blend or something like that.
Yes, and I thought, okay, let me be that cool person, right? So my hair was that short. And over the years, I've slowly gotten it to grow out and have quite a nice style. And now my signature is always to wear a cap whenever it's hot and all that. And then when I took off my cap, it's like, wow, that's a huge impact. Yeah. So that journey of self-discovery also included time for myself to decide what is important in my life, what is essential. What are the things that's nice to have, but and those that you can do without. So needless to say, there was a lot of changes in my home as well. Started to throw away stuff that I didn't need. Just trying to get more organized and loving my my house. Also spending time with my family was very important. Taking care of my aging mom was also important. Cooking for them. Learning how to cook, that was a big deal, First few dishes, I must say my family was very supportive, eating whatever I cook.
是啊，百善孝为先，孝是很重要的。
Thank you.
Wow,
yes. Wow, learn another new Chinese idiom, right?
Idiom piety, yeah.
Yes. Anything about cooking?
美味佳肴。
美味佳肴啊，还算不上是美味佳肴吧？总有一天会变成美味佳肴。So in this journey of self-discovery, I also tried different careers, because I love coffee, right? And after my course as a barista, I went and joined Coffee Beans. It was a eye-opening experience. It's a back-breaking job as well. And gave me renewed respect for people in the F&B industry. And in that 5 months that I was there, like I told Eileen, I lost 4 kilograms just standing there and serving customers, doing the dishes, making the coffee, throwing out the trash, the whole works. And I decided it wasn't quite what I want to do, because physically it was very, very taxing for me. So I decided, hey, with my training certificate, I better spend some time to discover whether I like being a trainer. So then I went with a company that was doing a lot of after-school engagement programs for the school children. Again, I spent about 6 months there and decided, okay, children are wonderful, but when it comes to teaching them, that's probably not my best use of my skills. And perhaps the interest is not there. Then I said, okay, well, let me try teaching older people, right? So I enrolled into another training school, and this time around I'm teaching the advanced generation group, teaching them digital skills, because for us it's very simple, right? Pick up the phone and there we go. But for them, it's very, very difficult. They struggle with what's on the phone. They don't know what to press. And then when the screen goes blank, they panic. And, with the 智能手机, right, it becomes more difficult because there's a lot of function. A lot of them get this 智能手机 smartphone from their children. The children upgrade new phone, give their parents the phone. So they come to class with Apple and Xiaomi, Huawei, all kinds of phones, Samsung, right? So that I was trying to teach them, don't panic, it's okay, the phone won't break if you press the wrong thing. You can always come back.
And you deliver it in Mandarin?
Oh yes, and of course, yes,
Wow.
it was in Chinese, right? So so the first few lessons, right, the slides were in Chinese. Conversationally, it wasn't a problem, but some of the words on the slides, I don't even know, right, what it was. It's like, okay, so I was telling the student, 好，来大家来帮忙老师，这个是什么字呢？
Clever.
好厉害哦。
好厉害，对吗？ Yeah, engaging them, right? Otherwise, it's a one-way traffic, right? So that's what you learn in the WSQ course, how to engage with your student. So I was teaching them digital skills. And I was then started also as a consulting coach for the Art of Career. And that was also a very fulfilling experience, journey, because I realized that a lot of people could benefit from the stories that I'm telling. I could actually touch people just by sharing the journey that I've been on. So I enjoyed that tremendously as well. So my journey actually continued, and in March 2018, I went back to the corporate world. It started as a 6-month position as a maternity cover for the head of marketing. And because I got the job, I believe I aced the interview because I understood the requirements, understood myself, understood what I could bring into the role. And of course, I had to prepare well because, 2.5 years I wasn't working. And so I had to have a good story to tell people. So got the job thinking, okay, because I haven't been working for 2.5 years, the contract job would be suitable to find out for myself whether I enjoy being in the corporate world again, and whether I would enjoy marketing role again. As it turned out, everything worked out well for me, because the role then became a permanent role, because the new mom came back and decided that she was not going to continue the role. So the role was offered to me. So I became their permanent head of marketing instead of just a maternity cover. And I stayed with them for another 12 months, another year. And I left in August 2019 after making sure that there's a functioning marketing team there, and that there was a replacement for me, and I actually had time to train up the replacement. So a lot of people wonder, it took so long for you to find a job, why did you leave? And the decision was not made in a haste. I was looking back at the 2.5 years of self-discovery and deciding for myself, what is it I like, what is it I didn't like, and also what are my priorities. So I want to share with you the last slide here about my journey, how I've plotted it.
Yeah.
You might want to do it for yourself as well. So on the x-axis is about my interests, low to high on the left. And on the y-axis, it's about my skills, whether I have the skills and or not. So as you can see, on the second quadrant there, which is my true strength, I was very good at organizing my own travel. I was very, very organized, very meticulous, took care of my interests, took care of the financial bit, all the logistics bit, and hitting all the places that I want to go. So I was very, very organized. Of course, my first love has always been marketing. And being the consulting coach was also another added skill set that I had. Yeah. And I realized that I really enjoyed learning, and I really wanted to continuously upgrade myself or even learn new skills, be it drumming, barista, what have you. It's always been there. So the growth area, which is the one on the number one, the square that's labeled number one. These are the things that I put in there where I said I have high interest, but my skills are not quite good, Yes, I've started a blog, but there's a lot of more things I would like to understand about digital skills and marketing on social media and all that. And barista, yes, I know how to make coffee and all that, but I haven't really learned what is latte art. And I think that's an area that I want to go, make beautiful design.
Yeah.
Drumming, well, 手忙脚乱, that was how I described my drumming experience. My 4 limbs were doing all 4 different things and I was getting very, very confused. So high interest there, but definitely a lot more things I could pick up. And on the third quadrant, the box that's labeled number 3, this is where I put all the things that I didn't really like, even though I may have the skill set for that. And one of the things is events. And that's one of the reasons why I left my position as well, because the role was half the time I was running events and managing events, planning for the events and conferences and all that. And I know I'm good at it, but my interest is not there. I really do not want to do events. And that sort of was one of the main reasons why I left. And training mature generation, training school children. Yep, have the skills, but not much of an interest. So like today's session, right? 知己知彼，百战百胜. So with this, I know myself a lot better and I know the path ahead of me is much clearer.
Which is so good. Oh gosh, thank you so much for sharing this, because
you're welcome.
Yeah, strengths matrix is something that we can all apply, right, in our career journey, because all of us for sure, will be probably worried that we don't have any interviews to go to, or even worse, there isn't any job opportunity to apply to, no job advertisement. And I know what happens on Mondays, because friends go back to work, family members either go back to school or also go back to work, and it's tough, right? Because what do? First thing on Monday morning, go back to the computer and start searching for job portals. I think it becomes something that, that tells ourselves, hey, let's not forget, we need to do something more than that. And what can we do? So let me just share, why Sapphire did what she did, in terms of her strengths matrix. Because here we have, right, most of us will be thinking, yeah, I know, it's nice to take a gap year. And in fact, I think we all know of our common friend, mutual friends who have also taken gap years. And you might be asking again, what do I do with all this self-awareness? So happy that we see Sapphire sharing her strengths matrix with us. And all this, actually, if you hear what she says, it actually helps us to make informed decision for the next stage, which is what are the career options we have. Well, if there isn't any clear options for us, at least we know what options we don't want to pursue. Yeah, but I was thinking losing that 4 kg might be a good thing. Not for you, for me.
The new weight loss program.
I know, right? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I might go the opposite direction, because I remember you had a extended story about how food is wasted, and then I could be the one gobbling up the rest of the food. Not very good, not very good. So this actually coincides, you know, I mean, when we talk about the strengths matrix, it is actually part of Jim Collins, who's the author of Good to Great, right? And in his book, and plus many other books that he has written subsequent to that. But in his book, he spoke about the hedgehog concept, and it's finding that sweet spot of the 3 essential circles. So using your gap year to discover one of the circle, it's going to be something that when you're gainfully employed, you might not have the full chance to explore other roles, right? Other roles that put you, you know, give you an opportunity to try out different tasks, and then to discover, you know, number one, are you passionate about it or not? I mean, do you find it really interesting? We always start that way. And then we get into a role, and then we start to discover, oh, do we really like this? I think on paper it looks good, but you know, maybe it's a different thing. I've heard of many people who have aspired to be barrister as well, and when they start, they realize I'm not really that good at it, right? So which is, you know, which is circle number 2, right? And then also at the same time, circle number 1, what you can be the best in the world at. Right, so which means this is naturally you. And listen to the video that Jim spoke about. It's an excerpt there where he was giving a speech, and I'll drop the link in the comment section. Listen to what he says about, you know, he's good in math, and then when he's in amongst, you know, people who are equally good in math, he realized that he's not naturally good in it. There are people whose passion in it, interest in it, is so much deeper that it has driven them even further, that, you know, concepts and explanation come very naturally to them, or at least they have learned to appear like it's natural, because passion drives everything. And the sweet spot for this 3rd circle to coincide with the other 2 circles is this: what impact can you make, right? And that it drives improvement. It actually improves the world around us because of you being very passionate in a task, you being very good in it, and over time it becomes naturally good in it. And finally, the 3rd circle will be something around you get paid for it. But actually, if you read deeper into that, it's more about creating an impact. The world needs it. In fact, the world becomes a much better place. So this is something that we can all think about. All right, just gonna stop share here. I think I hope this little short snippet can encourage you that it's not a waste of time at all when you don't have a job advert to apply to, and also no interviews and all that stuff. It's really good to examine ourselves. I don't think a short period like that is enough. I think we are continuously discovering ourselves, because we are also changing. We are not staying constant all the time. So cool. Any parting words for our listeners, Stanley?
就是老话还是一句自知之明，就是说我们还是要先了解自己做起，重新的再看自己，这样有了自知之明呢，你将会知彼知己，百战百胜，就是我要送给你们的。
太好了 For a moment, I thought your hesitation means you forgotten. Okay, and I know, Sapphire, you have shared a lot already, but you know, any parting words? Because I know we make this a light-hearted session because we want to perk up everybody's mood, but sure. Any advice? Yeah.
I think parting word, I think just don't be afraid to try new things. You know, go out there, because everything that you do is an opportunity to learn, to discover something about yourself that you may or may not know. So don't be afraid, you know, and just embrace change and have a good attitude towards it.
Excellent. Thank you so much. So to everyone out there, I hope this week is a good week for you. Forget about what happened last week if it didn't work out for you. And if it did work out for you, look forward, you know, to this week. And I know just a little, let you in a little bit. I know Sapphire said that she didn't get the coffee bean job as the first, interview and stuff like that. She actually tried to explore with another, right, F&B outlet.
Oh yeah, yes. Can you imagine being rejected by McDonald's, being ignored by Starbucks? So it was a humbling experience. And finally, Coffee Bean accepted me. I was so happy.
And yeah, so I hope this is an encouragement for all of us as well. We'll discover something about self. Okay, so thank you so much for listening in to 东谈西说. We look forward to seeing all of you and for our next episode of Motivation Monday. Thank you, Sapphire, again.
Welcome.
And thank you, Stanley. See you guys.
下期见啊。
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.